And off we go with the final heat of the 200 meters. It's Jane and Chelsea who are neck and neck coming onto the final straight. Victory's up for grabs for either at this point. Yes, Frank, it looks like Jane is starting to pull ahead and... Oh, wait. It's Jane's mother. Jane's mother is pulling ahead. Jane's mother takes the lead. Jane's mother takes gold! I sacrificed everything to get you on this podium. I deserve to be here. Hey Siri. What's the weather right now?
It's currently partly cloudy and 52 degrees.
Welcome to the absolutely frigid, cold-ass, freezing-ass side of the internet. I'm in California. It's not supposed to go under 60. But what this cold weather means is that we are now solidly in the middle of the holiday season. For many of you, that means that from now until January 2nd, you're gonna go into work, open your emails, look at them, and just say, nah. But for some of you out there, that probably means you're filled with this overwhelming sense of guilt or anxiety, maybe even dread around your estranged parents. The holidays are supposed to be a time where everyone gets together, and when someone makes it very difficult for them to get together with, that generally means there's gonna be a lot of holiday anxiety going around. Now, I do have to be transparent. I am not a daughter. I believe one of the prerequisites to being a daughter is you have to be a girl. And I actually chose to be a boy because girls have cooties. And cooties are disgusting. Get away from me! I also happen to have a pretty healthy relationship with my mother. You know, it's had its up and downs being from an Asian family, but you know, for an Asian family, I feel like it's fairly healthy. So I'm not really speaking on the subject of toxic girl moms from the perspective of someone who has experienced this firsthand, but rather from the perspective of a concerned house cat who is wondering why a fully grown woman is mean mugging her daughter on her own birthday. So you may be wondering yourself at this point, why is a man who seemingly has a healthy relationship with his mother talking about something that seems so far and away outside of his own experience? Well, actually, I have two very good reasons for that. Number one, I come from a fairly traditional Chinese family. There are no such thing as toxic girl moms. We just call that a regular mom. Number two, while women have been very outspoken about this issue for probably the last couple hundred years, it's pretty obvious that no one's gonna really pay attention unless a man is talking about it. That's me, I'm the man. And what better way to introduce today's subject of toxic girl moms than a manly 80s training montage?
Pick your head. Ah! Get off the sink! Oh my god! You're not going. I will yank you bald headed.
Mum.
Please?
She's been out of hospital for 2 days. Can you please?
For 2 days, yeah. And?
Yeah, but she's not even settled in.
There is great ignorance in believing that you don't owe your parents anything.
Toxic girl moms are what you get when you combine deep-seated insecurities, a pathological need for external male validation, and a contradictory hatred of other women with other women. It's like mixing water with oil, or water with a giant inflatable duck, or water with an animal with rabies. It just doesn't mesh well. Plus, at least with rabies, there's at least a vaccine for it, whereas the only vaccine for a toxic girl mom is 18 years of intensive therapy. 25 years of intensive therapy. Because of this internalized need for externalized male validation, when toxic girl moms have a daughter, instead of having a kind, loving, and nurturing relationship, the relationship is more one of, well, I guess let's roll the tape.
So I walked into my 16-year-old daughter's room and I see her sitting on the floor and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm raw dogging life." I said, "I'm sorry, what?" She said, "I'm raw dogging life for 15 minutes. I said, "What does that mean?" She says, "Well, I'm going to sit here with no electronics, no computer, no phone, no music, no nothing. I'm just raw dogging life." And I was like, I don't think you know what that means, because that is not. You sitting on the floor of the home that I pay for in quiet, that's a vacation.
You know, I think at this age of technology and social media, I feel like raw dogging life is actually quite a healthy thing to do. I myself have tried to limit my TikTok hours and instead fill that time with just sitting on the couch, staring blankly at the wall. Raw dogging life. I don't see any problems with that.
Dealing with teenagers who are absolutely insane and say the dumbest shit. That is raw dogging. You are not raw dogging life. You're taking a mini vacation on the floor of this paid for home.
I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a competition. And I hate this thing where toxic parents, and I'll be honest with you, my parents did this too when I was a kid. They seem to claim some sort of moral superiority because they are paying for the house that you live in and paying for all the things that you have. The problem is, instead of actually saving up money and buying all the real estate I could during the 2008 to 2012 financial crisis, I was in school studying as a 13-year-old.
Ask a middle-aged woman what raw dogging is.
Why is it that they always bring up their age in this? I don't understand that. If any of these videos that I'm gonna show you next are anything to go off of, they just make it seem like white middle-aged women are the most persecuted demographic in this entire freaking country.
So 16-year-old's boyfriend shows up with flowers. Just because, oh my god, my boyfriend, he is so amazing. He brought me flowers just because he was thinking about me, just because he thinks I'm so special and so amazing. And
I am quite concerned of what direction this is gonna go.
And so amazing, and how adorable is that? I mean, just stop for 1 second.
Okay, so maybe this woman's videos are all rage bait, because this one's very wholesome. This is the correct reaction that a mother with a healthy relationship with their daughter should have. Right here, that's the correct one. This one right here. This is your example. It's only gonna get worse from here. And despite seeing and acknowledging that this could just be rage bait, this isn't to say that the first part of this video doesn't happen all the time. I think the reason why this rage bait works is because it does trigger some sort of experience that we are all very familiar with. A mother competing with their daughter over male attention. Within psychology, the phenomenon of toxic girl moms usually goes hand in hand with mothers with narcissism. For those of you who do have experience with narcissists, I think it's pretty clear to see that they can switch their personas extremely quickly. I was personally once roommates with a textbook narcissist, and the way he could switch up how he acted within private and public settings was actually kind of amazing, if it wasn't for the fact that some of the things he did were really fucked up. But at the core of it, it's just that narcissists don't want everybody to know they're an asshole. In fact, narcissists tend to be really good at making friends with people who don't know that they're narcissists, which is why it does seem exceedingly difficult to find actual footage of toxic girl moms online. So narcissists don't want everybody to know that they're narcissists. Of course, text messages aren't in the public. Surely there's not some system where we could store and share every single parts of our intimate life details, including text messages, photos, and everything. Surely there's just no repository where we can just search toxic girl mom text messages and find hundreds and hundreds of text messages. Got your ass. Look here, toxic girl moms. It says you're a bitch. Yes, despite their best efforts to hide their behavior, there is something called the internet. I do feel like that the text messages between a girl and their toxic mother are kind of like hieroglyphs to me, and I don't think my ADHD boy brain can really handle this one solo. So I would like to bring in someone who can actually help my dumb, stupid boy brain in decrypting these ancient and sacred texts. My good friend, Shira.
Hi.
Everybody clap. You right there. I see you eating your Chipotle, not clapping. I see, clap. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey Ray, what's up?
Nothing much. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is Shira. Her channel is Shira on the Wall. Be sure to check out her channel after you finish this one.
Well, after.
All right,
yeah.
after. Make sure. Very important.
Thank you for having me, Taco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, go off, queen. Jesus. Taco, me, and Shira are gonna read all these crazy, wild texts from mothers just for you. Y'all are probably sick of me, but hopefully the end of my toxic mom saga. Are you doing better to your mental health? What's making it magically so much better? I know it isn't just me, and I'm sick of being your scapegoat. Mind you, this came right after the smiley face text.
Oh my gosh.
What does this mean, Shira?
I mean, I hate when moms do this, when they're like, you know, you're using me as a scapegoat. Like, no, you're actually hurting me and you're not listening. You're not just a scapegoat. Like, actually pay attention to what I'm saying. A lot of parents do that, though. They don't want to, like, listen. You know what I mean? They're like, I raised you. I gave you everything. But it's like, it doesn't justify, like, sometimes being a bad mom.
I sacrificed everything for you. And in reality, they just sacrificed, I don't know, your mental health.
Yep.
Not even theirs.
Yep.
Did you have a toxic mom, Shira?
No, my mom's great. I think we had a toxic relationship growing up, but because I was a really bad kid. But
Oh, same here.
now I've put up a lot of boundaries, you know, like boundaries.
And then it goes on. I'm very disappointed in you, but I will always love you. There's no reason you couldn't be home other than your stubbornness. You absolutely did abandon me. Physically, emotionally, and financially. It's all good though. It's just one-sided the entire way.
My messages, does that make sense? Do you understand now? Hello? I saw them. Do you understand? Does it make sense? You acknowledge that you haven't given me a penny and it's been a month.
All right, here's another one. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Starts off hot. I love you. Fuck you. I will never speak to you again. Word to the wise. Grow the fuck up. You have 30 days to move your fat ass out. Good luck. 30 days from today.
God. And then for context, I didn't do anything to prompt this. We were having a normal conversation before this happened. She gets drunk and does this. This was the last straw for me. That's so messed up. Why would you do that?
I will say, you have to respect the perfect punctuation on this and the capitalization. Like, very good grammatically, you know, grammatic structure right there. Have to respect that.
But like, why have kids if you don't like them or want them? I don't know. It's like such a bizarre idea. Well, I guess women are forced to have kids. Like, there's this idea, and I think it's good that now people are choosing not to have kids because they don't feel like that maternal instinct. So maybe this will be avoided in the future.
That's actually a really interesting thing. So do you think that the existence of toxic girl moms really just exists because of that, you know, outward societal pressure as a woman to have kids? Do you think that's part of it, or?
And maybe like also jealousy of seeing, I guess, like a version of you out there in the world being young.
Me?
Yeah. And maybe like a sense of jealousy as a woman that you're getting older, but like your spawn is living like a happy, fulfilling life that you didn't get because you had that child. I don't know. It's like, it's probably a lot of complicated feelings.
That makes sense, actually. Motherhood is tough. But I will say that no matter how tough motherhood is, my mom never told me to shut the fuck up.
Preach. Nope, never.
She just told me that in Chinese. I love you, Mom. That was a joke. Kind of. Thank you, Shira, for joining me on this channel. You are a wonderful help, and I think we understood kind of the psychology of toxic mothers a lot better. And yeah, everyone, please go check out our channel.
Thank you for having me. Bye, chat.
I know I literally just told you guys that most of these people don't want to be caught on camera being an asshole to their kids because, well, quite frankly, who wants to be caught on camera being an asshole to their kids? Well, I actually lied about that because apparently this next toxic girl mom literally decided to catch herself on camera in 720p being a massive asshole to her kids.
Get out of my room. Touch me again.
Mommy, touch me again.
Get out of my damn room.
Who?
Because I'll drop your motherfucking ass off. Because I can and because I want to. If you have a problem with that, see yourself out. I don't give a fuck about what. I don't give a fuck about what some random person on here is gonna say. Oh my god! You're not going. I will yank you bald headed. Well, good thing that your fucking kids do.
Megan Gower is a stay-at-home mom and a TikToker, which means there is already a 92.5% chance that she is a toxic girl mom. Megan has 3 children, 1 biological daughter and 2 Megan has 3 children, 1 biological daughter and 3 stepsons. That wasn't math. Megan has 3 children. Dude, I've tried to say this line like 4 times already. Why can't I just say it? Megan has 3 children, 1 biological daughter and 2 stepsons. Let's go! First try. In April of 2025, this year, while her and her family were getting ready to go watch monster trucks, this went down on one of her lives. What is that face? I don't.
What is this?
Don't do that.
Absolutely not.
That made me uncomfortable.
What the fuck is it? It's the girl. This is bracelets. We don't have the time for that. We can do it tonight.
Can you just open it?
No, because you can have that anywhere.
See, now that's some. You literally already had that open. Like, you literally opened it. You actually decided that it was a good idea to spend the extra effort of opening it, then closing it back up just to be an asshole. Fuck you. I was really trying to think of something clever to say, but really just fuck you.
Get out of my room with it. I done told her no. Riley, you're making.
Don't start. Right?
Girl, I will smack this motherfucker inside your head.
It's tough because, like, the way her daughter is reacting is exactly why I don't want kids. It's very clear and easy to get overstimulated in a situation like this, but the fact of the matter is her daughter acts like this because of the way her mother treats her. It's clear that this daughter only acts like this because it's the only way to get any sort of reaction from her parental figure. Like, look at these eyes. There's not a single ounce of joy in these. There's no life in these. Until her stepson comes into the frame.
Blue jammies.
I got you some blue jammies.
Yeah. And they're cooking.
Did you have, they're too small for you? I'm so glad you're so nice and like your motherfucking sister.
If you've been a fan of this channel for a while now, you may remember a video that I made on toxic boy moms. So a very natural question you may ask yourself is, what is the difference between a toxic boy mom and a toxic girl mom? Well, the answer may actually surprise you because there is no difference. They're the same thing. They are actually, quite literally, the same person. Toxic boy moms and toxic girl moms are the same archetype of person. It's just that one happens to have a son and one happens to have a daughter. Because of the deep-seated insecurities and the need for external male validation that all toxic mothers have, if you give someone like that a daughter, they will see their daughter as nothing more than an eventual threat to their womanhood and continually chastise, neglect, and just in general not treat them well because they don't see them as autonomous human beings, but rather a stupid girl with a stupid girl brain. While if you give them a son, they will dote on them endlessly, protect their feelings, and essentially spoil them because boys are boys and they were so much better than girls. I know that probably didn't make sense to a lot of you because you guys all have stupid girl brains. So let me just act it out for you. Wow, Timmy, great job on your last report card. Straight A's? Oh, you were my smart little boy. Hey mom, that's actually my report card. Oh. Wow, Timmy, you did so good this quarter, only 3 C's. That's such an improvement from last year. And you, why did you get an A- in English? You literally speak the language. You couldn't even give me my own name. Shut up, girl, Timmy.
We're going to Monster Jam.
Give me it.
Also, I just want to say, like, as the husband, what the fuck are you doing? How can you look at this and just enable it? I need you, as a man, to get your shit, put it in a bag, get that shit, put it in another bag, get that, put them all in a bag, and then put them all on a pile. Together. I need you to get your shit together.
Narcissism better than you don't get over here is me being fake nice to my kids just because I'm on live.
Being fake nice to your kids because you're on live. So this is just you. This is just this entire thing, this persona, that's just you normally. That's funny because your apology video says otherwise.
I just wanted to come on here and take accountability for the things that I said and did yesterday on my live. Nobody deserves that, especially my children. Unfortunately, I have some very dark, deep-rooted things inside of me that I have been working to heal for the last 2-ish years, and some of those things still come out whenever I am triggered.
It's the fact that you can literally see in her eyes that she's looking at a script while she's reading this. I just wanted to come on here and say I'm truly sorry for pissing and shitting my pants. I really didn't mean to piss and shit my pants on live. I'm truly sorry. I will make the effort to change as a person and also change my pants.
I am not a perfect mother. I have never claimed to be. Unfortunately, I was very triggered yesterday. I was very overstimulated and I exploded. And before you look at me and say, oh, I get overstimulated too and I don't snap out like that. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so happy for you.
Maybe if someone told you that when they get overstimulated, they didn't snap, you could ask them like, hey, what are some methods to not snap and abuse my kids when I get overstimulated? Because it seems to happen a f***ing lot. Instead of just dismissing them and being like, oh, that's just who I am. I just snap when I'm overstimulated. And you know what? I can't change that. Even though I'm literally saying this in a video where I'm talking about changing and growing as a person. I can't change that. That's a you problem. Good for you. And if there's one thing, one event that can perfectly encapsulate and expose this generational trauma, look no further than a toxic girl mom at a wedding.
Queenie is in fact wearing a white-ish dress, but she does look beautiful, and my parents actually never had a wedding of their own, so why not share this moment?
Okay, when she said white-ish dress, I thought it would be like a creme brulee color. You know, I thought it would be like more cream, more That's a fucking wedding dress. That is just straight up a wedding dress. She probably went to a website or a store called weddingdresses.com and just bought a wedding dress from the wedding dress store. Girl, what are you doing? Please set some boundaries.
Queenie, please do a shame shot. She doesn't know what it is, so can someone please help her?
Okay, it is cute though, and I will say this girl did take it a lot better than probably most people would. And I do think it's very sweet that she decided to make the best of this situation and share this moment with her mother and kind of make it a beautiful memory for everybody. But that's still a wedding dress. I'm watching you, Queenie. I'm watching.
Queenie.
I'm watching.
Starting off, a guest showed up in a long, pure white dress. Next up, a cream-textured cocktail dress. Not the worst thing I've seen that day.
Okay, what the hell happened at this wedding? There seems to be like 9 different people wearing what is essentially a bride-ish dress. This already is pretty bad with this one. How much worse can it get?
But the bride didn't mind this one as much. And finally, the mother of the bride at the rehearsal dinner. She wore a short, bright white lace dress. And said it was her only option.
What?
And said bride
That's
gave
so
her permission.
bad. I know this isn't like the wedding gown, but it does feel like what happened here is the bride was choosing between 2 different like shorter wedding dresses for the casual part of the wedding, and the mother just decided to choose the one that she didn't pick. Interesting. What's her reasoning? I wonder what her reasoning is.
Said bride gave her permission to wear it. I asked the bride. She did not give permission for this and was not happy at all with this one. She lied and said it was her only option.
Ah, yes. Weddings. The only time of year where wedding dress gremlins come out of hibernation and steal every single dress that the mother's bride has, except for the very, very, very light cream one. Could you not have worn like anything? You had nothing in your closet? Like nothing at all? Not even a pink t-shirt to match your stupid pink hat? Stupid Ed. And I was under the impression that toxic girl moms really only did this at their own daughter's weddings. I was not aware of the fact that it doesn't actually matter whose wedding it is. The only thing that they care about is that someone younger and more beautiful has the spotlight.
Mom is wearing white to a wedding. This is not white, it's cream. And pink shoes. That's like so white.
That is not cream. That's ice cream. Vanilla ice cream.
This is not white. You've got a white watch, you're literally wearing all white. That's pink.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm being ableist. See, she's actually vision impaired. She's not colorblind, she's color sighted. She only sees color. Okay, sir, here's your color sighted test. What color is this one? I wanna say red. Okay, very good. And what is this one? I'm gonna go with blue. That looks like a blue. And this one. Oh my god. It's the second one this day.
The bride's right there. You're wearing the same color. No, it's totally different.
I thought that entire skit was a joke, but I actually do genuinely think she's color-sighted or color blindsided. I don't know. Totally different. I'm not sure you colloquially know what that means. Totally different would be like silver and gold. Totally different would be like neon yellow and like a pastel blue. Totally different is black and white. What totally different is not is white compared to white with beige whispering 3 rooms over. The black sweater you brought, that is totally different. Keep that shit on. I'm just saying, if I was that bride and I saw some rando coming over, standing next to me in that beige dress. Now, some of you may actually be lucky enough in life to have a well-adjusted mother with a well-adjusted relationship with said mother. You can spend your whole life not even knowing what having a toxic mother is like, only to marry a man and realize far too late that you now have an ordained by God and legally binding relationship with his toxic mother. Here, come here. I'm gonna hold your testicles while I say this. With the utmost respect, I am so glad to be born a man.
I wish you could see her. She just walks around here in her shorts. She just thinks she's it now. With her bun on her head, carrying her phone. Yeah, she thinks she's it.
Oh my God. She's walking around her own house with her own clothes on and her own hair on her head. What a slut. And this is the type of competitions that I feel a lot of these daughters have to fight on a daily basis. They're just living their lives. And they happen to be in this one-sided competition with a psycho lady. It's just giving like super mean girl energy. You can't sit with us. On Wednesday, we wear dresses, not shorts. You whore. or. And I think this is a key difference between toxic girl moms who have a biological daughter and toxic girl moms who have a daughter-in-law. With toxic girl moms who have a biological daughter, they have their entire lives to at least somewhat adjust to the fact that they have another woman that is a core part of their life. Whereas with a toxic boy mom that now has a daughter-in-law, they almost seem to have no concept of personal space or respect or boundaries. Boundaries? If you like boundaries so much, why didn't you marry boundaries instead of my husband? I mean son. Which brings us back to the beginning of our story. It begs the question, what are these estranged mothers thinking? Do they regret their actions? Do they feel bad for what they did to their children?
Were you a really good parent who did the best they could, and yet your child has decided to be an ungrateful little bastard as an adult?
I guess not. This is actually a doormat mom. Yeah, that is how she self-labels, just like the way she self-victimizes herself. It's quite fitting, actually, if you think about it. And Doormat Mom has actually built an entire online business and persona all centered around her being an estranged parent. She has a book, a blog, and even a website that is clearly using a template that is designed for an app launch, but she just kind of repurposed it herself with some terrible photos of 3 different colors of her book cover, some weird YouTube thumbnails, and wait, what does this one say? 586, The Silence is Loud, Estranged Kids and Shattered Dreams, the Doormat Mom's Faith-Fueled Fight. This makes sense now. This makes so much more sense now. End of video.
Yes. Yes, they do. Adult kids do estrange themselves from good parents. They do. And the world that you're living in that says otherwise is one we want to know about, because we'd like to convince our estranged adult kids to join us there.
So I'm just thinking about this, and like I was trying to reason of like why this kind of rubbed me the wrong way. You know, the first reason of course being that, hey, no kid is going to just estrange themselves from a good parent if they have a good relationship with them, right? That's not a thing. The emotional turmoil that a child has to go through to go no contact with their parent, the calculus has to be very much in the favor of their parents being absolutely batshit crazy for that to make sense, for them to actually take that step. But I think what bothered me about what she's saying is that she is so quick to say that she is a good parent. Now, I am a perfectionist, and one of the main traits of being a perfectionist is that I don't think I'm ever good enough. And that's something I've worked very hard to kind of combat. That's why I'm doing this new format of, you know, I always heavily scripted my videos all the way down to the ums, because I was afraid that me just being myself wasn't enough. That's how my parents fucked me up. I still love you guys. That's just the reality of being a child of a first-generation immigrant. So I'm starting to experiment with unscripted sections just so I kind of like get more confidence in myself and say, look, I am good enough without having to think about every single but, and, the, every single comma, every single pause I'm gonna do. I'm good enough on my own. And yet, there is still that tiny little part of me that always says that I'm not good enough. And here's the funny thing. I've gotten feedback about my videos from my friends, my family, and even my YouTube commentary peers that my videos are good. So why do I never feel like they are? And then that brings me back to Doormat Mom. How is she able to call herself good so easily? Because every single good parent that I actually know don't consider themselves good parents. They always think they're not good enough, and that constant drive to always be better for their children is inherently what makes them a good parent. So the fact that she just calls herself a good parent for no reason kind of leads me to believe that she's not a good parent.
Moms, you have to stop apologizing to your estranged kids. You do. Here's the deal. Just because their experience in the story of your lives together, they term horrible, doesn't invalidate your experience in your lives together.
Yeah, so to her point, I would say based, stop apologizing. Y'all are no contact. Stop trying to contact them. Respect boundaries. That's why they estranged you in the first place, you Okay, let's continue.
The biggest cop-out in the world that I hear from the estranged adult child community on this platform is that they don't owe their parents anything. Yes, I'm going to say it. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. You owe your parents for bringing you into this world and keeping you alive. You owe them for the love.
You owe your parents for bringing you into this world and keeping you alive. So I owe my parents for them doing the bare minimum. I didn't even ask to be born. I didn't choose this. The dark, empty void seems way more peaceful than having to watch numbers in a bank account. What is even money? Money's not even real, and yet I'm alive and now I have to suddenly pay $2,000 a month just to have a roof over my head. I didn't ask for this. And so like, what makes you a bad parent then? Because I just feel like if one side of the bar for being a good parent is your kids are alive and the other side of the bar is that your kids are dead, we might need to change the bar just a little bit.
And I'm so tired of that psychobabble that provides you a cop-out of mass proportion.
Psychobabble? You want psychobabble? I'll show you psychobabble. No, seriously, this next one is literally psychotic.
All right, you got to hear me out. Can we stop letting these grown-ass adult children guilt trip y'all? Gaslight you? Stop it.
You know, I think that's a pretty catchy song. Gaslight, girl boss, guilt trip. Gaslight, girl boss, guilt trip.
If you did everything you could, you know damn well you gave them everything you could, you provided for them any way you could. You sacrificed everything possible that you could.
One thing I hear over and over when it comes to like mothers-in-laws or crazy toxic mothers or whatever the case, they always come back to this one single talking point of, oh, what about all the sacrifices that I made for you? What sacrifices? Are these the sacrifices we're talking about? Many of you may need years of intensive therapy, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Now, I actually don't know if she's estranged or not. I'm just making that assumption because, you know, parents who aren't estranged don't usually make these types of videos. But when I went to her TikTok page, I did find it funny that her bio says mama to 4 wonderful, successful children, which is really funny because if she is indeed an estranged parent, this is kind of like a knight putting on their resume that they are a dragon slayer. But really the last time they saw a dragon, who, by the way, was asleep, he got so scared that he pissed shit and came everywhere, all while the dragon was still asleep. And everyone saw. That's what posting this video with that bio feels like.
Oh, I'm so traumatized because I was disciplined. Or I'm so traumatized, blah, 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 blah. Then it's time for you to go on about your life. See ya.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like that's what happened. So yeah, that's Toxic Girl Moms. I didn't really script out an ending for this because, you know, again, I'm trying to be more confident in myself, trying to grow as a channel, but I was pretty happy with how that turned out, honestly. Well, I haven't edited yet, still post edit, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I think it went pretty good. That being said, for those of you out there who do have estranged parents or maybe strained relationships with your parents, I do hope that you can find any amount of joy within this holiday season. I know it's tough. It feels like, you know, traditions wise, you always spent this time with family. And when a portion of that family is so detrimental to your mental health that you made the horrible, horrible decision in order to separate yourself from that. Making that decision is so you can actually find joy during these times rather than having to be anxious and on your toes or constantly being berated when you are with that parent. Know that you made the right decision. You made the decision that was best for you, and that is all that matters. I hope that all of you in this position are able to reconcile with your parents when the time is right. But it's also okay if that time never comes, because you are enough on your own. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.